Today is Improv Keto Day. Hi everyone, I'm Anita from KetogenicWoman.com. I'm just gonna have kind of a casual video here today. You can watch me make a couple things later and just tell you about what's going on. So today I'm going to, I'm gonna have bacon and eggs for my first meal. I got this really nice thick cut bacon from the superstore. They also have a bacon called Steakin'.
Steakin'.
It is really thick, it's really good, I love it. But this one is just regular, extra thick cut. And some eggs. So that'll be my first meal today. For February, I'm trying to stay under 20 carbs a day. That is my rule for February. Other than that, it's pretty loose because I'm moving. And so a lot of things are getting packed up. For those of you that have been following my channel, you know that there's a lot of stuff missing off these counters. I've packed up a lot of things. I'm just leaving out, what I consider the bare essentials, my mixer, a small blender, my Ninja, those sorts of things. For dinner later, I have to use up things from my freezer. So I have some frozen pepperoni and some frozen cheese. Teddy's about to start barking. He's getting impatient with me. So I'm gonna make a pizza. I'm gonna make a keto pizza. I'll use the new bread formula, and I will have maybe some pepperoni and some cheese on it. It's not gonna be protein sparing. It's not gonna be BBBE compliant because there might be some sauce on it, but it'll be really low in carbs and good macros. So yesterday I went to Victoria. I visited my two youngest sons, met their girlfriends. Well, one I had already met. We all went out for lunch. They wanted to go to this Indian fusion place, it was really good. I mean, the food was amazing. The decor was not, but that's okay. The food was amazing. I had eggs Benny with shrimp, done Indian style. I don't know how to even explain it. I did suffer later though. I had to take some Tums more than once. I was like, oh, there's the tomatoes. There was some tomato and probably some of the spices. I am quite sensitive to nightshades and peppers and things like that. So that didn't end well, and then I missed the ferry that I wanted to take, so I didn't get home till almost midnight. So I'm a little tired today, and so I'm going to recover today by trying to have a really clean day. It's going to be bacon and eggs, a pizza later. I usually only do 2 meals when I'm doing ketovore, not on purpose. It's just doing ketovore, which is mostly meat-based keto, really cuts my appetite down. I don't need to have 3 meals. Although I am going to make some key lime pudding today, some Keto Chow pudding. And so maybe I'll turn the camera on while I'm making that, because I can give you alternatives if you don't have Keto Chow. We can duplicate this in another way. So I'll tell you all about that. But I saw this in my batch of Keto Chow packets that they sent me a couple weeks ago. This amazing pack, the amazing box of stuff. I'll link that video below. I really wanted to try this, so I might have one of those later. But I don't eat like the whole. This makes a lot of pudding. I will eat about 1/3 of it if I'm hungry. So that's it for now. Come back in the next section when I will make something, either the pizza or this, or maybe there'll be 2 next sections. I don't know. It's all very, whatever happens, happens today. See you soon. All right, my meal number 1, breakfast of champions, bacon and eggs. That's it. Hi everybody, I'm back and I'm going to make pudding. But I thought I'd make it a little fun. I'm going to do a side-by-side taste test when the pudding sets. So as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to try the key lime flavor. So I'm going to make that Keto Chow pudding. I usually make 3 servings, and so then I have like 1 a day kind of thing as a snack. But I thought, I had so many comments when I made the Keto Chow orange chocolate pudding, or chocolate orange. I was
throwing out some stuff about chocolate orange, those chocolate balls. So anyways, that's a totally different story. Cut all that. It has nothing to do with this.
When I did my last pudding video, I had a lot of comments from people who were asking, well, can I use egg white powder to make this? And do I have to use butter? I want to try it for protein sparing modified fast. Absolutely. I mean, you can tweak these things so many different ways. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the Keto Chow pudding with no butter. It's just going to be basically water and gelatin. And I'm going to make a lime pudding using egg white powder, the stuff we use for our protein sparing bread, and true lime packets. And then we're going to see how they do. I'm going to, put a couple other things in there because obviously we need something to gel it. And I thought I do have some unsweetened coconut milk because there's no dairy on protein sparing. So I thought I'd throw that in to make it a little more creamy. And we'll do a side-by-side taste test later. By dinner time, they should be set. I'll be making a pizza later for you guys. Well, for us, but you'll get to see it and maybe you can try it for yourself. Anyways, in this measuring cup here, I already have dissolved 1 scoop, which is in this case 10 grams of beef gelatin. I've dissolved it in here with some warm water, and I'm just going to top this up to the 2-cup mark. Throw in my Keto Chow, and then that will be that pudding, and then I'll make the other pudding. So let me just top this up. I'll be right back. I find it doesn't have to be too exact. Okay. My pack of Keto Chow is going in. If you have the big bags, 1 pack equals 1 scoop, 1 scoop. I do this every time.
Every time.
I'm gonna have to start finding shirts that match the color of what I'm making. Ignore the lime Keto Chow that's all over the front of me here. Let's get this other one in here, the rest of this. Whoa, look at that green color. This is gonna be awesome for St. Patrick's Day. I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of recipe for that. That looks like it's nice and well mixed. Really smells like lime. I just want to make sure that it's got some good lime flavor because I'm going to have like 6 servings of lime pudding that I have to like it or I'm not going to eat it. Yeah. Okay, so there's my Keto Chow. So that's pretty easy. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not even going to bother washing this out because it's all lime, but let me just put those over there. I don't think we're going to get the same color, but I'm going to get some water, and I'm going to put in 1 scoop of the beef gelatin. Mix that up, and then I'm adding a little bit of hot water from the kettle, and I just stir it till it's clear. Some people said that they don't even do that; they just mix it all up and it still works. But yeah, you can do that, I guess. So the other thing that's going to go in here is true lime. I love true lemon and true lime. I use them for a lot of things. And you could use, like if you had fresh limes, I'm sure that you could zest some lime and use, real lime juice. But I don't usually have limes in the house, so this is kind of what I'm going to use. And I'm just guessing, there's nothing scientific about these 4 packs. I'm just guessing that might be enough. And I will also taste this and see. So obviously the Keto Chow has some sweetener in it, and this doesn't. So I'm going to add some sweetener. I'm going to add some allulose. Don't really know for sure how much, but again, I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons, and then I will just taste it and see. And we also need our egg white powder. I'm going with a 1/4 cup of egg white powder. And the reason I'm doing that is because on the back of the package of, or the can of the egg white powder, it says a 1/4 cup to approximately 12 ounces of water. And that's we're doing about 12 to 16 ounces of water here. So I just need to grab, actually I'll just use tablespoons. 4 tablespoons should do it. 4 tablespoons is the same as a 1/4 cup. Now I ran the macros on both these, so I'm going to give you that comparison in a moment. Great for protein sparing, for sure. Okay, what else? Oh, we need, yes. So I'm going to top it up with some unsweetened coconut milk. So one thing I don't like about the egg white powder is that it's really hard to, like it's lumpy, goopy stuff. But, once you've got it in the blender or in your mixer or whatever you're using, then it's fine. But boy, it's got a lime taste, all right. I'm just going to give this a bit of mix. All right, so I'm going to top this up till we get to 2 cups, and it would be about a cup of this that we're adding. It looks ugly, I have to say, but what it tastes like will be the most important thing. At least I'll be able to tell them apart, because there's no way this is going to have the same green color as that one does. I guess all I can do is mix it, then taste it, and see if we need to add anything. And add a little more sweetener, like 2 tablespoons more. I'm debating. I'm going to add another one of these. Let's make it really lime flavor. Okay. Pardon the glass, but I ran out of little jars. Most of my jars are packed, other than a few that I left out. So this has a very slight pale green color. Nothing like the Keto Chow one. But it tastes good. I mean, I have high hopes for it. So I'm going to put these in the fridge. We'll come back later at dinner time. I'm going to make a pizza, and we'll test these two puddings and see which one, see the pros and cons of both. So I'll see you guys in the, oh, wait, macros. I'll put these down below too. So the Keto Chow macros for one of these, a third of what I made, is 59 calories, 2.6 grams of total carbs, 0.3 net carbs, 13 grams of protein, and 0.2 grams of fat. Great protein sparing snack there. This one with the egg white powder is exactly 59 calories as well, which I thought was interesting. 2 total carbs. Now I'm not counting allulose, because I'm told by reliable sources like Maria Emmerich's site that the allulose doesn't metabolize in our bodies, and therefore we don't need to count it. But if you need to count it, go for it. You can look up allulose and see what the total carbs is for that. The way I calculated it without the allulose is 2 total carbs, 1.7 net carbs, protein 9.6 grams, and fat 1.3. Again, perfect macros for protein sparing. And I will list what I threw in there at the bottom. Always check the video notes down at the bottom. I have people ask me, what about this, what about that? And usually 9 times out of 10, the answer is down there. And I'm wondering if maybe if you watch it on I don't know, maybe if people are watching it on TV or if they're watching it on their phone, maybe they don't see that part where you go down below to see the notes. But if you can, you know, that's great. But I'll try to put as much information as I can below. So I'm excited to test these out later. So we'll see you at dinner time. Hi everyone, we're back and we have pudding, 2 very different puddings. So let's give this a taste, and I have some more information about the pudding. So this one is the Keto Chow. I mean, color, holy smokes, it is really green. I think that it would be really cool to come up with something for St. Patrick's Day with this green. I mean, how could you not? So I'm going to give this a taste. Okay, so I like it. It is, it's got a nice lime flavor, a little bit creamy, like a creamy lime flavor. Very good. This one is made with the egg white powder and true lemon and sweetener. And I don't know if you can see from that distance, but it almost went into 2 layers. Like there's a bottom layer here, and then there's sort of a foamier layer there. Like it almost looks like it has its own mousse or meringue topping, you know, built right in. So on the top, it's really light and foamy. And then underneath is where you have the actual pudding. So it was kind of interesting so I'm going to taste them separately and then I'm going to taste them together. So that kind of tastes like meringue, like lime meringue that you would have on top of a pie. And the bottom, that tastes more like lime jello. That has a real tang to it. I did use 5 packs of the true lime. Now I'm going to try it together. I have to say it's really good. I really like this. I like them both, but for different reasons. I mean, they're very different. They taste they're both lime. They taste completely different. So if you like kind of a creamier taste, this has the milk protein in it, like whey or milk protein ice. I don't know, but it's got dairy in it. So it has that creaminess, more like pudding. But if you like something that it tastes more like jello with a little bit of meringue on top, you'll really like this one. And I just want to talk about cost for a minute, because that always seems to be the thing with, you know, whenever you talk about Keto Chow, you've got those, you know, that group of people that says, no, I don't like it because it's too expensive. It is more expensive. It is hard to find in certain countries, you know, but not impossible. So I did some cost analysis on this, and yes, this is more expensive, but not as much as I thought it was going to be. And that's because the egg white powder and the sweetener is also, those are expensive ingredients. So this is Canadian. So for 1 jar of pudding like this, I worked out the price to be about $2. That's your landed cost on that one. This one, $1.71. It was interesting. I mean, I thought it would be half of this one, and it's not. It's, you know, 30 cents less, and that's it. So the true lime is 94 cents. The coconut milk that I used, 45 cents. The egg white powder is the most expensive ingredient at $1.89 for the 1/4 cup. I mean, and this is, you know, divided, like I've taken the cost and then divided it by 3 to get the $1.71. And the 1/4 cup sweetener. Now I didn't go with allulose because that would have made this even more expensive. I just thought most people would use Swerve or something like that. That was $1.84 for the 4 tablespoons of Swerve that I used. Also for the egg white powder, I went with the iHerb big giant 5-pound can because that's your cheapest option, at least for me as a Canadian. So that made one serving $1.71. Had I gone with the egg white powder that you can buy from Amazon Canada, this would have been $2.51 a serving, which would have been way more expensive than the Keto Chow, which is really interesting. So and it was just interesting to look at the cost. They're not that much different. So if you want convenience and something creamy, got the Keto Chow, and this is your egg white protein plus stuff added to it. Both of them quite delicious. I'll see you back in the next segment when we do the pizza. Hi everyone. Okay, we're ready to make the pizza. I'm gonna get the crust in the oven and then bring out everything that I'm going to put on top. You're already familiar with the crust I'm going to use. It's the BBBE bread crust, just to keep things simple. It has eggs, bone broth powder, egg white powder, salt. And I'm going to link the printable recipe below, and I'm going to link the video below where I spend a lot of time showing why and how I make it. And but for now, for this video, I'm going to get it in the oven, and so you'll see me make it, but we'll just speed through the process. So I'm going to get started. I have my 6 eggs separated. All right, so that's about how thick it should be. And I'm just going to incorporate anything that may have gotten stuck somewhere. Okay, so I am using my large silicone mat. I bought this rimmed mat from Epicure. I'm not an Epicure rep. My friend Dawn is. I will put that link below, and just you know, take a look at what she's got on there. And I love it. Fits my big pan perfectly. This is 11 by 17, I think. Well, they never say on them. Sometimes they do. Anyways, it's a big pan. So I'm going to put this in here, and it should be more than enough to make a nice big crust, big size flat crust. So my plan is to put this in the oven for about 5 minutes, because I don't know if you've ever baked with this before, but the dough is really sticky, and so when you try to put toppings, like say spreading sauce, oh there's my oven, 325. Oh, I missed that musical note. So when you try to spread sauces or anything on this batter, it's not much fun, because the batter is it just doesn't cooperate. So what my plan is to bake it for 5 minutes, let it harden up just a little bit, then spread the crust or the sauce and toppings on, and then put it back in the oven to bake longer. So that seems to be the best way to do it. Just trying to get it in the corners here so that the crust is even, or as even as I can get it. I got some over here. I didn't really want to do that. Okay, that should be okay. So the salt that you saw me putting into the batter, I'm using Redmond's garlic salt. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more on top. Get some of that garlic seasoning in there. And I'm going to sprinkle some of this Italian seasoning on top. This came to me from one of my subscribers. Thank you very much. DM, you know who you are. This is available at the Gourmet Warehouse in Vancouver, which if you're Canadian, you can order from them online as well. Okay, so 5 minutes, it's going in, and then I will meet you back here with the toppings. Okay, so I've pulled this out of the oven. So what I was looking for was the crust, you know, sort of a top crust. I mean, if you press on it, you can still, you know that the bread part of that is not finished. I'm grating some cheese. Yesterday I raided my freezer. I found 2 partial packages of pepperoni, some frozen cheeses. This one, I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I'm not even sure what kind it is. This is definitely mozzarella, so I'm probably going to use all of this. And I'm putting on some chopped mushrooms. These mushrooms were getting a little bit, my friend Sherry calls them
Questionable.
They're getting a little
Questionable. I love that.
So I'm going to put, mushrooms is one of the few vegetables I can tolerate. Same with parsley. This is just some Italian parsley to give it some color. Other than that, it's a keto pizza with pepperoni, cheese, mushrooms, and parsley. I'm going to put Rayo's pizza sauce on half of it, and I'm going to put some Alfredo sauce. This is a very clean Alfredo sauce, Stefano, and I'm going to put that on the other half. And yeah, so let's see. We'll do that as soon as I'm finished grating this cheese.
Okay.
I'm going to use a pastry brush to brush this sauce around. I'm going to brush my sauce. This is what you can't do when the dough is freshly put on here, the batter I mean. It's almost impossible to brush sauce on something. So I did use 4 tablespoons. I'm going to use another tablespoon. It's not quite enough. So once I'm done, let's say 6 tablespoons. Once I'm done this and it's baking, I'll figure out the macros, because sometimes I don't know how much of something I'm going to use until I've actually used it. There, that's for that half.
And
Alfredo. Okay, so I'm going to try 1/4 cup on this part of the pizza. See how that goes. I'm going to spread some cheese on. I have quite a bit of cheese here, so it'll be nice and cheesy. So for those of you who are more carnivore, more ketovore, the Alfredo sauce is generally considered to be carnivore friendly because it's cream and cheese mostly. Maybe there might be some spices in there, but I'm using Italian spice on here anyways. This side would be considered keto or ketovore with the tomato sauce. Also, tomato sauce gives me great heartburn, and so I tend to not use it that much. So I will likely eat the Alfredo side. Okay, let's put some of our questionable mushrooms on here. And I'm going to get the pepperoni going. You obviously want to, when you're buying pepperoni, I mean, some are cleaner than others, and so I would just watch the ingredients, make sure that if there is sugar, it's right at the bottom. If it's 0 carbs, that'll be, then there's really not much in there to worry about. So yeah, just go as clean as you can. For those of you in Western Canada, this is Ziggy's sliced pepperoni, and it's not too bad. Okay, that looks good. And I'll sprinkle my Italian parsley on top. So, I don't think I'm going to put this, I think this is
Questionable.
I don't know, it smells a little, I'm not sure, musty or something. I don't want to risk ruining the pizza by putting that on there. So I'll probably end up tossing that. But if you have any ideas whether or not that should be used, let me know. This is going in the oven, and I don't know exactly how long for. I'm going to check it in 10 minutes. It's still at 325. Probably by the time the cheese is melty and the pepperoni is curling up, that should be good. So I'll let you know how long that was when we come back. Okay, we'll see you back here when the pizza is... Hi, okay, we're back. We have pizza. So what I ended up doing is I put it in 325 for another 10 minutes. And then I turned the broiler on and I moved it up, like it was sort of in the middle rack. So I moved it up to the middle rack so that it was still quite a ways from the broiler, and then I did that for 5 minutes, and I think it's sufficiently cooked. So what I want to do is I want to take the silicone liner out of this hot pan. This is a big pizza. So I've used this new recipe of the 4-ingredient bread just because it makes life easier for me. I don't have to keep all these ingredients. They're all packed except for my bare essentials. The only thing is for pizza, I don't know if it will be, how firm that is going to be, because it does make for a very soft bread, which I like in a bread, but will I like it in a pizza crust? I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna try. So, let's see here. Well, I can pick it up. That's a good sign. Let's see one from the middle if I can pick it up. I mean, yeah, you can pick it up. It's definitely soft. It's not a crunchy crust. For those of you who love the crunchy, thin crust. And if you are that person, my chicken crust pizza is probably the best one for that. But I'm gonna give this a try now. I'm excited. This is the Alfredo sauce, pepperoni. Now, if it wasn't for the mushrooms and parsley, this would be completely carnivore. So you could certainly leave those out. I had some that I wanted to use up. I'm staying keto until I move. I mean, I'm mostly ketovore, but sometimes I will, let in a few veggies here and there. But let's try. It's absolutely delicious with the Alfredo sauce and the fact that the pizza crust itself is so soft. It's not dry. It feels like I'm trying to place which pizza place has these soft, thick crusts, and I can't come up with the name right now, but it's very good. I think you will like this. I'm just gonna put it over there. Otherwise, I'll just keep eating it. So that's it. So this is gonna be pizza for dinner. Thank you for coming along and watching some of the things that I'm making during this move. I will be back, I don't know, maybe in a few days, maybe, we'll see. We'll see how things go, because it's packing and organizing time, but thank you so much anyways for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and we will see you next time. I have mail. It is all the way from Florida. Oh my goodness, what is this? Lamb chop. Oh, I love lamb chop. Uh-oh. Teddy. lamb chop. Oh my goodness. And another caterpillar. Teddy's caterpillar is almost extinct. Oh, that brought Pippi out. Oh, I know who this is from. I saw the name on the back here. Valentine's gifts for Pippi and Teddy. If it wasn't for our horrible postage here in Canada, they probably would have got it for Valentine's Day, but it's just a couple of days after, so that is perfect. Oh, the person who sent this used to have long-haired chihuahuas too. I'm going to read all this later. Oh, thank you, Joyce. Thanks. I really appreciate it. They are gonna love it. They're already excited. Thank you so much. Oh, Teddy, let's open this.
Action? Are you sure? The day of keto improv. Okay. Keto improv. Tell me when I can just start talking. Just start talking. Oh, I don't know what your hand signals mean. Do you want to be in the movie or not, Teddy? I give him a chance to be in the movie and he runs away. Come here, sit. I missed you yesterday. I'm not a corny joke person. Pun person. I'm not very much pun.